Everybody, welcome back to Watching the Tropics episode 2. We'll be going over a big development right now in the Eastern Pacific Ocean that may come into the Gulf of Mexico going into next week. What impacts this will have to not just Mexico, but potentially the United States, and as well as where this is tracking, the intensity, all of that is going to be right in this forecast. And let's get right in the infrared imagery as of right now. You can see that there is plenty of thunderstorm development right now circulated around this little low pressure system right now. And again, there's some showers and storms ongoing. The National Hurricane Center has given this a 90% chance of development within the next 48 hours and over the next 5 days as well. So very likely that this will develop. Now, where is this exactly going to track? I'm going to get more into specific details in just a moment, but it is going to go off to the west here over the next 48 hours. It will eventually turn up to the northeast, and now will go into Mexico. From there, it will likely go into the Gulf of Mexico, which could bring impacts to the United States. Obviously, it's a bit of a long-term stretch at this point, but we can kind of get a general idea of where this is heading. And just for reference, by the way, this is again a couple hundred miles south of Mexico. You can kind of see the location here. Again, this is in the Eastern Pacific Ocean as of right now, but here's the models on where it's bringing as of right now in the short term, so over the next 120 to about 144 hours or so. You can see here's again where your location is as of right now. Most computer models are keeping it very frequent on where this is going. Just about every single one of them is bringing it right into Mexico here within the next 3 days or so, and eventually some of them are bringing it into the Gulf of Mexico, so the western portions of the Gulf of Mexico, and some are actually bringing it into the Caribbean, so this could actually go closer to Florida, but a couple of them are bringing it toward maybe the Gulf Coast, so we'll have to watch this pretty closely. Now, regardless of where this tracks, it should have an issue with developing in terms of how strong it'll get when it gets into the Gulf of Mexico, so I'm not seeing a full-blown hurricane at this point at the most as of right now. I'm expecting maybe a moderate to low-end tropical storm as this goes into the Gulf of Mexico, so don't panic, but just make sure you're aware that there could be maybe a tropical storm heading your way going in next week, or even a tropical depression, one of the two. All right, here's a look at the intensity guide over the next couple of days, so you can see actually one computer model is bringing as high as a major hurricane. I don't expect that, but I do think that this could very well get at least to a tropical storm, if not maybe even a category 1 hurricane before it makes landfall. Computer models have been keeping it really between a moderate tropical storm up to maybe a high-end category 1 hurricane. That's been the main range. I don't think it'll get anything beyond that at this point, but again, there's a chance that it does, but I don't think there will be enough time for it to get to a category 2 or worse. So just kind of keep that in mind. Again, that would be for primarily, again, the Gulf of Mexico, or excuse me, the Eastern Pacific Ocean. For the Gulf of Mexico, though, I don't expect to get beyond a tropical storm, so just kind of keep that clear there. All right, let's take a look at the overall next couple of days here and see what's going on in terms of the rain. So again, here's your system back down here to the west, and you can kind of see the center of it. It's pretty much off the screen. It could get a bunch of a better camera view on it, but it's basically just south of Mexico again. It'll move off to the northeast. It'll make landfall most likely sometime Monday, maybe into early Tuesday. Eventually going to Wednesday and Thursday, showers and storms will on-go. The low pressure system will be very slow moving. Eventually, it'll start to try to get into the Gulf of Mexico. So this is just one computer model. Here's the European model showing where it's going to go. You can see the European model starts to strengthen this little low pressure system. Again, 998 millibars around next Friday. So again, it's just a projection. But at this point, it looks to be like it might get a little bit stronger as it enters into the Gulf of Mexico. By Saturday, you can see it starts to move off to the northeast. And at least at this point, the European model and the GFS model are keeping it away from the Texas and Louisiana coastline. As of right now, it seems like the best chance of where this will go is likely going to be closer to areas like Florida, or it might even miss Florida and go kind of directly south of there. So there will be something to kind of watch there. Here's a look at the wind speeds over the next several days in terms of when it gets in the Gulf of Mexico. So you can see this is just, again, the European model we're just looking at, but in terms of the winds, it really peaks the winds right around 50 to 55 knots at the maximum. So what does that mean? It basically means like a moderate to low-end tropical storm. Again, nothing too concerning that it seems like as of right now. Things could change, and this might not even happen in general, but it's definitely something to be monitoring, especially if you have any cruises or anything like that coming up. And you can see the GFS model, for example, is showing it'll kind of take more of a direct path here down to the south of Florida, and it'll eventually move off to the east of there. And you can see the wind speeds start to peak as high as 60 to 70 knots as it goes over through open waters and eventually moves out to the east, and it will not really impact too much of the United States, maybe southern Florida, but that'd be about it. So again, there's some things to watch over the next several days. We'll have more of a refined track for you as well. As of right now, the Atlantic Ocean, not really much in terms of activity. This is the only system that we're watching right now on Watching the Tropics. And again, we have episodes like this every day, so make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure to follow us again on all of our social media platforms, all linked in the description below. This forecast is brought to you by Platinum Contracting, All Dents Repair, and the Dashner Law Firm.